Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. If you've been following the latest news, one thing that would have caught your attention is the news around Elon Musk and Twitter. The billionaire founder and one of the richest persons of the world and the founder of companies like SpaceX and Tesla had made an announcement that he wants to acquire 100% stake of Twitter. So in this video, we'll look at three things. Number one, the timeline of events that have happened from Jan end to April 14th. Jan end specifically because that's when he started taking positions in this particular stock. April 14th is when he made this announcement that he wants to take 100% stake of this company. Number two, we look at what could be the probable reasons because of which he wants to acquire 100% stake at Twitter. And number three, what could be the possible scenarios which could play out over the next few days, given that he has made his offer public and the board is yet to decide on what's going to be the next steps. So with that, the timeline of events. So it was towards end of Jan 2022 when he started taking positions in the stock of Twitter. He took approximately 5% stake in this particular company. And over the next few weeks and months, he slowly built his positions. And on April 4th, the news was made public that he has close to 9% of stake, making him the largest individual shareholder of Twitter. And on April 5th, the news came out that he was invited to be the board. He was invited to be part of the board of Twitter and offered a role of a director. And 5 days after this announcement, on April 9th, I think Elon had rejected this offer. The primary reason being that if he was part of the board, he cannot get more than 14.9% stake of this organization. And yesterday, which is April 14th, he made an announcement that he wants to get 100% stake of this company and made an offer. And he made a filing with the SEC. So a couple of interesting things which are part of the SEC filing, which got my attention. Number one, he said, I invested in Twitter as I believe in its potential to be the platform for free speech around the globe. So he believes Twitter can be that platform which is going to be known for free speech. And Elon, being a big proponent of free speech, he wanted to acquire the entire company and make it the de facto platform for free speech. Number two, he also indicated that I believe that the company should be private to go through the changes that need to be made. So he strongly believes that the company has to function in a different way for it to become this platform which could be a proponent of the possible reasons or probable reasons for which he wants to acquire Twitter or 100% stake in Twitter. So number one, he wants to make it a free speech platform. So Elon historically has been a big proponent of free speech. And towards end of March or March 24th, he made a series of tweets where he mentioned that he believes that Twitter is a de facto public town square, and also thinks that it's failing to adhere to the principles of free speech. So by taking over this company, I think he wants to make it a platform for free speech. Number two, I think one of the things which Naval Ravikant said was in the current age and time, there are two things which will give you the maximum leverage. One is code, the second one is media. And if you look at social media, especially over the last few years and more prominently during the pandemic, the role social media is playing in our day-to-day lives is just increasing. And I think as per research or a statistic, the amount of time that's spent online by people on an average right now is somewhere about 20 to 30%. And this is expected to grow to about 60 to 70% over the next 10 years. So that can tell you how important the role social media can play in influencing a generation and their thinking. And Twitter is one of the leading social media platforms. And if he gets the ownership of this particular platform, he already is a very powerful person. His power would just multiply many-fold by this acquisition. And the third possible reason could be that there have been a lot of reports speculations on the influence of some of these social media platforms, especially around some elections and their results, be it the US election especially. And by taking ownership of this company, Elon would be able to get access to some of that classified information. So that could be the probable reasons why he wants to take over. But I think what he made public is the fact that he wants to make it a de facto platform for public speech, or free speech, not public speech, but free speech. Now, with all these things happening, I think let's look at what could be the possible outcomes of this entire incident and scenario. So, number one, the board could reject the offer, and they could do it in multiple ways. And honestly, I think the board has a certain say, but it's more than the board, it's the stakeholders, the shareholders who make the final decision in terms of whether a particular investor can get 100% stake in the company or not. But in order to avoid this, Twitter could utilize a strategy called a poison pill strategy, a strategy that's become prominent from the 1980s. What essentially happens through this particular strategy is that the existing shareholders utilize their right to purchase additional shares at a discounted price and effectively diluting the value of the company and making it difficult for the bidder to make this merger or acquisition. I won't say merger, it's more of an acquisition. So that's one strategy that Twitter could probably utilize. It's a poison pill strategy. Do read about it. It's an interesting strategy. There are various ways through which it can be implemented. So that's probably one way for them to block this entire transaction. Number two, there are some individuals, stockholders or shareholders who might not agree to sell their stake in the organization. For example, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, he has close to 5% stake in Twitter, and he's made it very public on Twitter that he doesn't intend to sell his stake in the organization. And the third and the most important thing, or interesting that could happen, is Elon could withdraw his offer and he could make his own platform. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen over the next few days. Out of the box thinker. I see both pros and cons with this entire transaction going through, but we'll see how it unfolds. It'll be interesting to see that and follow the news. Do mention in the comments as to what you think could possibly happen from this entire incident. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.